Call the Barnside Select Board meeting to order, 6 o'clock. Can we all stand for the pledge, please?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Everybody see payroll manifest?
We did, yep.
The minutes from May 12th.
Yep. I'll make a motion to accept the minutes from May 12th.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The engineers agreement, that was for Du Bois and King. They're going to send one for next week's meeting. We did have one internal transfer here at Town Hall. So Melissa no longer works in the tax clerk's office. She will be taking over assessing for Mary Jane when she retires. We have 2 letters of hire, both for highway, starting next week. Everybody see the Lock Lake Parade, the row permit there. We can discuss that more if the board feels like it. We don't have to approve that tonight, but all depends on how the board feels.
I mean, I looked through it. I mean, I don't have a problem with it.
Okay.
Police duty, probably.
Yep, they gotta have a detail.
They gotta have a detail. Are they looking for us to supply that detail, or
That'd be something
is
they
that
pay
something
for.
that they would do?
They pay for it. So, I feel that they should just go get their own police detail, and that way they can, whoever they get for the detail can bill them directly versus trying to go through the town. Make it easier that way.
That's kind of my thought on it. Other than that, I don't see any problem with it.
Okay.
I think it's fine, like I say, as long as they have a police detail and they're gonna pay for them.
And that is July 4th of this year.
And that we can get one, I mean, because that's gonna be a busy day.
Busy day for them, yeah.
Yeah,
So
I mean, if we have the police staffing to do it.
Well, that's why I leave it up to them, to Lock
Yeah.
Lake, to get their own detailing.
Yeah.
So it should be, they're going down Dam Site to Peacham, Peacham to Varney, Varney to North Barnstead Road, cut through by Locke's Corner, onto Dam Site, back to their office. So if there's if the whole board is good, then take a motion for the chair to sign that.
I'll make a motion for the chair to sign the walk, run, fun event in Lock Lake Colony. I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That's actually on the 4th.
Yes. It's July 4th, yeah. That was it. Okay. That's a good one. That's good. Fire rescue overtime policy change. I didn't see that policy change in any of our folders.
I didn't see it either.
Those will brought up, it will actually go into effect May 31st at the beginning of the work week, so it will really be the first week of June. So you'll see the actual policy that will go in the personnel policy.
So why did it not go into effect this week when we voted on it last week?
Because it is, our week runs Sunday to Saturday, and this was a midweek, it was a Tuesday night that you voted on that. The next day, the fire chief came in, and so I said we would normally start the policy change on Sunday or whatever.
So like I just said, why does that not go into effect this week?
We just looked at maybe having it the first week in June. That was it. I mean,
Who was we?
It was
Because it wasn't the board.
No, it wasn't the board at all. It was looking at what Sunday, when they submit a time card, it's for the week prior. So whatever they would submit this week would have been for last week.
Right.
And it would not have gone into effect on Tuesday night, it would have been that next Monday, so there was.
I get that, but like I
Right.
just said, why did it not go into effect this week?
Only because we were looking at starting at a policy
And-
change for the first.
And
couple
again,
months.
who is we? Because it wasn't the board. The board never made a motion to start in
Right.
June.
No, the fire chief came in, we talked about when the pay week starts, and then we said, well, so I talked with the chief, and just said, does the first of the month sound good? And he said, yes. I said, have you talked to any of the employees and said when this would start? And he said no,
So what does the board feel about this? So
Well, I think they ought to have an opportunity to work with their schedule too, and that's gonna definitely change some of the scheduling. So, I mean, maybe
that doesn't change any of their scheduling.
well,
only-
it's
the only
gonna
difference-
change some of it because
No, it won't.
they won't be doing as many hours, right?
No, that doesn't change any of their scheduling at all over there.
So they're still scheduled for 52.
No, they don't. They're not scheduled for 52 hours. They've never been scheduled for 52 hours. They've always been scheduled for 48.
And they worked 52.
No, they just
No.
don't get overtime.
They work
They're
48.
gonna get overtime soon.
So
They're gonna get full overtime after 48 instead of 52.
if it,
But,
instead of
I mean,
that doesn't do anything with their scheduling.
I think it's fine to start it. I mean, is there a big reason why we have to go back and make it the 4th?
No, I'm just saying.
No.
Like,
I'm
For this-
fine with that.
to start it
It's
this
fine.
week is my thing. Because we talked about it last year.
If Al's okay with it,
I mean,
I don't really care.
I'm asking it because the fire chief was questioning it. That's why I'm asking
Okay.
this. Why it's
Then the
not
fire
starting.
chief should have came in and mentioned it.
So
Right,
Believe me.
he came into the office and we had a conversation about it, we talked about how pay week runs, and he said, no, I haven't told anybody, whenever you wanna start is fine. So, town administrator, talking with the department head, and then looking at the pay, and that's why it's on the agenda for the board to now discuss. But other than that, he never mentioned it was an issue, so,
that's why I'm asking.
Okay.
So
you know.
well, if he has an issue, he should come see us.
Yeah. Well, obviously, he said he has a problem. So I mean, we could start this week
that's what I mean.
if he wants
So
to.
it's 2 weeks. It's not going to make it that big of a difference
No.
in their budget. So I'll make a motion that overtime policy go into effect.
What's the date on that?
What date is that, Karen? The first
Well,
Sunday.
so it would be on the
May 7th.
25th of the holiday, but so it would really be the 24th if you wanted to start.
No,
Because
it would be May 17th.
They just submitted their time cards for last week.
And May
Right.
17th was
So
just
next
this Sunday.
Right, next week when they submit their time card, it would be for this week.
Correct.
Right.
So it'll actually go into effect May 17th.
On the 17th.
Correct.
Yes, I just want to make sure people understand it's for the week prior when they submit their
Yes.
time card.
Okay.
Do I have a second?
A second.
All's in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
May 17th.
Jesse, we're sneaking you in here. Okay? Come on up.
First of all, I'm gonna do a little business here before we start. So, we received this in the mail yesterday. It was dated December 12th.
It's a
The
tax
tax
bill?
payment, which would have come in had it ever come into this building on time. The woman wound up paying it in January, wound up paying interest on both of it. It's not a lot of interest, it's $10 and change.
Yep.
But in fairness to her, I think the board should go ahead and waive that interest that she paid. And then what we would do is put it in as a, we would change it and just put it in as a credit and then apply it to her first issue bill. I mean, it's certainly not her fault because here it is. It's postmarked December 12th.
You just got it now?
Just got it yesterday.
So, yeah.
Okay, yeah, December 9th, okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's not the first time.
Talk to the US Postal Service.
The,
So it's not the first one though that we've had. I came
Even-
to the board last year with one.
even town hall has mailed things out, and I want to say it's almost been a year to the date
That is
when they
your-
got returned back to us because they were sat at the post
I
office.
remember that.
There was a lot of checks,
Yeah.
a lot of
it was
checks
lot
to
of checks.
vendors that got canceled. So, so
I'll make a motion to waive the $10 interest.
Yeah, it's 10:59.
1059 interest.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so that's out of the way.
The easy stuff.
Right?
Mary's looked it over to me like, what is that? So, with shortened staff in my office now, because we moved somebody out, it takes at least 6 months for training for a new person working in our office, because they have to shadow us for at least 30 days for DMV and my records. So I need to be able to hire somebody or 2 part-timers to fill the position. I would like to change our hours for now until we get people in and trained and open at noon time,
Open at noon to what?
4:30 every day.
because that will allow me to come in, do the online, do the mail, coming into tax season. I'm hoping that I can get all the bills out in time so we can start getting revenue in. This has put us in a really, really crappy spot. And with everything else that I'm having outside of here, this does not help at all.
So, what's your thoughts for replacement?
Well, there's somebody in Pittsfield, the deputy in Pittsfield. She works 24 hours a week. She would be willing to come over here the 2 days that she doesn't work in Pittsfield to help out.
Yep.
The issue is that we don't know if it's going to affect having to pay retirement, because she doesn't get any benefits because she's only part-time.
Right.
I don't believe, well, I shouldn't say that. I don't know if Pittsfield pays part-time benefits. They may or they may not, but if she comes up, if she could bring her up to 40 hours, it may affect, somebody's gonna have to pay retirement for her, somebody's gonna have to, it may affect other things that we really have to investigate, but she probably has
Is
8 years of experience.
Is she already retired or semi-retired or something? Can only work a
No,
certain amount of
she's
time?
No, she's young. She's
My age, we were about in school together.
So that won't affect retirement.
okay.
For
That's what we're concerned about, because if she worked 2 days a week, if she worked the 2 days that she would normally be off,
Yeah.
or at least partial days, that would bring her up to 40 hours. That's what we wanted to make sure that it wasn't going to affect anything.
I mean, if she did over 35 hours for us, then we'd have to pay retirement. Yeah.
Right.
So,
But that was our concern, was the 2 municipalities would make one full-time job. And if that's
too tough.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think it
you can
works
tell.
that way.
But I think we could have somebody check with retirement.
It wouldn't hurt to check it to make sure. I know, because I know you can't do that for the state. You can't hold 2 part-time jobs because it does affect retirement. So it's the same retirement system. It's not the same municipality, but it's the same retirement system.
how do the guys that fired do that? Because they work for
Fires
a lot of
would
different.
too, so that's different.
Different for
Fires a
What
whole
about
different
PD?
thing.
part-time paying for
Different.
retirement?
No, but if you have 2 part-time jobs, then you're, depending on how many hours you work, it comes up to full-time hours. You understand what I'm saying?
We can double check in the anyways.
And sometimes
Be
the
100%.
state is only 35. It's not.
Or check check the number of hours that it actually is,
Yeah.
It may not. I'm just saying it's worth a phone call.
Yeah, so we don't run
Cross
into any
T's,
problems. But she already uses the same tax program that we do, so she would have no problem doing the taxes. She's already doing motor vehicles, so she doesn't have to go through training and stuff, and, we can just switch her
Yeah.
accreditation for motor vehicles.
Has she filled out a job application yet?
Because I need to talk to you guys first. And see how we want it to happen.
Are you planning on posting this position pretty soon, or?
Well, it's up to
Well,
you guys.
it's up to you guys, but yes, it needs to be because
As a part-time position, or
I'd like 2 part-time.
you got one already?
No, I have one online. We're talking taking Melissa's job, 40-hour job, and turning it into 2 part-time positions. So that way, you're not paying health insurance, you're not paying any benefits, you're saving the town how much a month?
Well, it depends.
Well, okay, so,
He's working
okay.
downstairs. Someone's working for.
No, I just,
They're getting ready for it tomorrow.
Yes, okay. Well, it's fair enough, we lost a bill.
I mean, I would say have her fill out a job application there, so we can look at it there, and then give us a job posting as to what you want posted, so we can get that advertised. So.
Yeah, because the summer, I mean, we're coming into busy, crazy season, we still want to get in check.
So this person is already trained on DMV and vital records. So that's would be a big help.
Because she could go right.
She could go right into it. She doesn't have to train for it.
Right.
she's
She
not a
doesn't
browser. She
use the same software
Yeah.
for DMV that we use, but I mean, she still does DMV and stuff like
Right.
that.
she has a certification.
She has a certification.
Yeah.
So,
She graduated with me last summer.
so ultimately, instead of having a total of 3 people, you want to have 4, even though it'd be 2. It'd ultimately be 3 part-timers. I know you're the deputy, but you're technically still part-time, so it'd be 3 part-timers.
Because I don't want to. I mean, I'm going to make the commitment to work as much as I need to work right now, probably 25 hours a week, but I'm not going to have it affect my retirement. So
Well,
I
yeah,
have
you
to
gotta-
work so many hours, and I'm not going to allow that to happen. So I'll do whatever I can, but that's why I'm not willing to. That way it'll help if we don't open till noon. That way I could come in and work the afternoon 12 to 5.
Because you still got to plan for the elections,
Yeah.
all of that too. So.
But I mean, at least if Greta can come in, and, work, then
If she can come in and work, would that change hours around?
Not right now. I don't. It might shorten the longevity of having the altered hours.
Yep.
As long as we can find it.
I don't know, with the amount of things going on and how much work you have, I don't know how you're going to do it 4 hours a day as opposed to.
Well, 4.5. There's a,
I'll be in.
we'll be here.
Yeah.
Well, I won't be here, but
You mean you'll be here working,
Just-
you won't be open to the public.
We won't be open to the public, that's all. But if you close, like Andy suggested, maybe close them 1 day a week. If you close 1 day a week,
That's
nobody remembers what day it is.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, people don't remember that it's the 3rd Wednesday of the month. We have people coming in all the time. But if you just close 1 day a week, they'll never figure it out.
Right.
They'll always be showing up, and then they'll be upset. But if you make the same hours straight through, then everybody, you put that out there, everybody knows. And still, people have the option of doing it online. They have an option of doing the Dropbox. They can,
I mean, they can do that, but that's still physically like they're standing at the
Well,
counter when
that's
you
stuff-
do the work.
that stuff will be
But
done.
that's why
Yeah.
if we open later, I can get that stuff done in the morning.
In the mornings, I assume are slower. That's why you want to close in the morning. So that's why I meant.
It all depends.
Yeah.
Just have a. She's probably.
I thought it was the name of procrastinators, but then somebody pointed out last night that it's only the middle of the month, so I guess we're not procrastinators.
So how's the board feel?
Reasonable.
How long do you think this will be, like a month that you'll need to do that? Well, I mean, be
I'm
closed in the
thinking
mornings.
probably 2 months. It depends on when you guys let me get started. But at least 2 months.
I mean, if she gives us an application, hopefully we can talk about it next week.
I mean, I would say at least until the end of tax season, because the other thing that you could always come in and do taxes, which I've done too, is come in and work just straight day, just do taxes all day.
Mhm.
With the 3 computers, then we'd be able to set up a third person, and she could just do taxes too. I mean, anything would help. I've done that too.
Yep.
During tax season, just come in and do taxes. But if you have that kind of help, then. But I think you don't want to confuse people too much. You just want to make things simple and know that it's temporary. Like even if it went to, like I said, I think, maybe the week after the 4th of July. Depending on if we hire anybody, like you gotta understand, they can't go to the DMV for training for, what is it, 30 days? And then they have to have a scheduled training, and then it's not just DMV.
Well, I mean, you can come back to us. So let's plan it for 2 months, I guess, and if we have to do it, you guys want to lengthen them shorter than the period of time, then let us know. So, or do you want to extend your hours? I'd say come back to the board and ask us.
My only other question is you feel like more people, it's better for the public more if you open in the afternoon as opposed to like the morning and closing earlier. When did you get the most people?
I mean,
Cracker Jack.
right.
Mhm.
Although
Yeah.
I mean, the past couple of days I've had customers up until 5 o'clock. I didn't even believe it until 5 o'clock. So I think because a lot of times people get out of work early to come and do stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we all open until 8:30 anyway, so most people are at work already.
That's logical.
Or I go on their way to work and I'm coming here.
So with the hours, when do they go into effect? Started next week?
We need to get it posted. I mean, we need to give people a time to know. You know what I mean? Get it posted and
That's what I'm saying.
put it on our web.
Go into
Facebook
effect
page and
next
all of
week.
that.
So next week's a holiday anyways.
Oh, that's right.
So
Yep.
so is there a motion?
I don't think we should change the hours.
Are you gonna work with it?
I think you have a full-time person, you're a part-time person, and we can get this other person in right away, and we'll do the best we can. You had one other full-time person.
So you took 40 hours out of the office and you're giving us 16 and you're calling it good,
Mm-hmm.
basically.
Yeah. Because you're not active all day long.
Huh?
I've been in here before, and there's nobody been in here.
Oh, you should.
Well, I'm not going to argue about that. I'm just against it, okay?
70 registrations
So-
on Friday. I did 65 on yesterday,
Mhm.
and I did 60 on Thursday.
And you could do none tomorrow.
I did 35 today, and I was only here
Okay.
for 6 hours.
All right.
gonna
Well, I'm
keep-
not here to argue with you, Mary.
We're gonna keep moving
All right.
on. So I'll make a motion then to change the tax clerk's office hours from noon to 4:30 p.m. starting May 24th. That's not the right date.
No, May 26th.
Or 26th. Well, it would start that week, the 24th of that, the 24th of that week. That's why, yeah. So, do I have a second?
Until when, Andy?
Oh, for a period of 2 months. Sorry.
So is that right after opening? Going back right after the 4th of July? Is that how that works? Well, the 4th is a
No,
it's a
because
Saturday,
that'd
so-
only be a month. Because you got,
Well, 6
it'd
weeks.
be
I think we should.
end of July.
My opinion, I think we should approve it till then, and then revisit it and see where we stand with the part-time person. If we've got a hire in the works, but
I mean,
go
there's gonna
till
be
through
some
the
stuff that
4th,
they gotta
and
learn.
then revisit it and see where we are.
Yeah. I mean, they've got to learn our systems. So a little bit there. I mean, there's some that they do know.
We get the person from Pittsfield, I think it's obviously it's not everything, but it will be a big thing because she's already trained
I mean-
and approved by the state, so
Right.
that
And
would be a big
And
thing.
we use the same tax system, so
Sharon
we
has
have
her
no
Right.
problem just stepping into the taxes.
I mean, if we get the application next week there, we discuss it, you're still probably talking middle of June before they start. So,
Well, she shouldn't have to go through,
background checks, everything.
yeah,
Just the,
I mean, she bonded in Pittsfield.
Hey.
Isn't Pittsfield good enough there? No.
hey, we've done background checks before, and so,
Now,
but
if retirement's an issue, can she work shorter than two
Well, I
8-hour
was
days?
thinking like if we gave her 2 5-hour days, that's 10 with the 24, that would only bring her up to 34. That would keep her under the 35.
Yeah.
And then she wouldn't be considered by the state for full-time for retirement.
retirement. Yeah.
That was the other, and then you're talking 2 5-hour days. But that's better than nothing, and to have somebody that can step in and do
Something.
Yeah.
So what's your motion?
So I had made a motion to change the tax clerk's office from noon to 4:30 p.m. for a 2-month period starting on May 24th, the week of May 24th.
2 month period?
For a 2-month period. That's what my motion was. So that way they're not coming back to us in a month and saying, hey, we need to extend this kind of thing.
But then if we find out that it's working better, and
You can come to us.
we can come back and say, okay.
Right. And did Paula second that?
I didn't, but I
Okay,
will.
I thought I heard you. Sorry. She just did now. All those in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed?
Aye.
Okay. Your hours are changed.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Right on schedule. So, oh, there's Frank. He's hiding back there. Come on up, Frank. So, Michael, if you want, you can sit here, Michael, if you want.
How we doing?
Good.
That's what we sent them.
Yeah.
Is this exactly what you emailed? This letter?
I gave you a copy of.
Or is this different?
So
Okay.
you had that tonight.
Well, I waited till I was in public before I opened it, so I wasn't sure though.
We emailed it the other day.
Okay.
So I just wanted to show that you and Karen got it on.
Yep. Perfect. Yep.
Alright. I don't know if anybody else needs a copy of all this one.
No, the board's got copies there
Anybody has?
of it all. So
Yeah, so as soon as we, go and start.
go.
So we received a letter, from the town, dated April 28th, and I got back to town the next day to discuss the intent of the letter, and as our conversation went on, Karen said, hey, it's all about making a plan here. This is our first official notification. So in the communication from the town, it says we have spoken to members of the association, but I have a couple of past presidents here who, we've never received any official communication about the issue. Let's just put it that way. Okay, so this is the first one. We answered all the questions that you asked.
I'm sorry. Is this the same line that gets ripped out every year?
Not ripped out, it's been ripped out. I've been there for 25 years.
Okay, but you haven't received any notification that's been ripped out.
I've never received any notification.
Well, who fixed it?
Okay. It was fixed, the town fixed it the last time with Sarah. Okay, it was a combination of people who fixed it.
Okay, so you haven't fixed it.
The gentleman who's line, the connection, it's happened a couple of times in the last few years.
Right.
Okay, and it's a combination of things that have contributed to that. Okay, we've had obviously some really severe storms after the summer of '24. Okay, the roads have not been maintained to the degree that they need to be. Okay, Paul and I went to the town office on October 27, 2024, and had a discussion with Karen. Karen was going to follow up with us in regard to scheduling a meeting with the new road agent and the town engineer. That never happened. We never received it. We also talked about the watershed protection project, which we were talking about the town being fiscal agent. So we were being proactive here because we knew that, and we've got neighbors here from our neighborhood as well. Everyone's concerned about the condition. And like I said, we have residents who actually clean. Jonas Glidden has cleaned out a town culvert for years now by himself. He's a retired teacher he's about 75 years old. He's cleaning out a town culvert at the end of the month. Okay, taking care of it, just so that the neighborhood doesn't have issues. So we're here, as Karen and I discussed, to keep this garden going, if you will. Okay, we want a solution. We want to work with the town, come up with solutions. We know we have a pinpointed area. The gentleman who is right behind me, who lives where that connection is. That's the only issue that we've had with the water system in the 25 years that I've been here.
So that's false. I'm going to tell you that right now.
What's that?
I'm going to tell you that's false right now.
Okay.
Because the board sent them a letter back in 2010 talking about this. So,
Talking about
and I know of it being hit at least 4 times.
in 2010.
Not in 2010. I'm just saying over the years, I know at least 4 times it's been hit.
So in my history, and also the current, we have 2 past presidents here as well.
Yeah.
They've never received. I'll let them speak for themselves if you like. But you want to hear from them, but they've never received any official communication. We're going back 16 years. Okay. So, and regardless, we had a conversation, Paul and I, 2 years ago with Karen, and what Karen said. I'm going to, okay, I understand, and I'm going to coordinate a meeting. I'll read it verbatim. She said she's going to get the new road agent and the town engineer to see check on the road. We said we would like to be part of that meeting, or perhaps have a separate meeting sometime as soon as possible in November of 2024. Paul Maggiaro is going to put together an email requesting the meeting, which I think was done as well. We also discussed our concerns and why such a meeting is necessary. Road maintenance, e.g. drainage, ditches, culverts, etc. To ask the town to join us, and also to ask the town to join us as being fiscal agent for the watershed protection. So again, we're part of the team, and if we're signing something from almost 2 decades ago, I don't think that's fair to the present team. We are being proactive with a number of things, okay, to make things better for the lakes and for the roads.
We're not saying
And
you're not doing that.
And I've even talked with other road agents, water commissions in other towns, and the fact of the matter is that, Barnstable has been out without a road agent for a long time, okay? And I know myself from driving around town, working for First Student, that, things are in rough shape, us included. I mean, there are some places that are even worse.
Frank, what is the actual problem with this specific line?
That line,
Because this is the one that keeps getting hit every single time.
Yeah.
So
that
what's the
line
specific
crosses-
problem?
Is that line, it comes down the road, and there's a cross connection. And I guess, and let me know if I get this right. A few years back, the cloud hit Rogers' steps, okay, and dug up a whole, array of stuff, including the pipe, okay. How that happened, or why, we don't know. So it was fixed back then.
Was it just repaired? Because it wasn't fixed, because it got hit again and again and again. So it didn't get fixed, it just got repaired.
It got repaired.
It got repaired.
Okay.
And I guess what happened after that, and I think the reason it's gotten hit recently again, is at one time it was actually buried into the hill.
Okay.
And for some reason it's been pulled out of the hill. That's why it keeps getting hit. When they go to grade or things, it actually needs to be put back in the hill.
Okay, so why aren't we just putting it back in the hill, moving it away from where it is, moving it where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, good. I don't think anybody disagrees. I think this seems to be the most pressing problem. Is this one particular pipe? Let's fix it.
Right.
Our suggestion is let's bring the road agent out there with us, have him give us input exactly how he thinks it should be fixed, and we'll do what we can to fix it.
Okay, perfect.
What got us concerned was the statement that the board was no longer going to grade the road unless all the lines were buried. And that shocked us because, first of all, not everybody in the association, not everybody who lives on Lakeshore Road is part of the association. So that would be affecting, as we said in the letter, about 12 homeowners. We think the more proper way to go, what we're trying to do by being here tonight, is say, let's work together. You tell us the immediate problem, we'll address it. Let's keep grading the road, let's grade it properly. Let's work on our watershed plan to get culverts in and do what we got to do. But if another problem presents itself, we're here to let's work together and get it fixed. But to say we're not going to grade the road anymore, I think is just going to exacerbate the problem.
Well, I think it's more than that. I think, you know, this is obviously it's been going on a very, very long time. You know, I mean, we have records back 16 years now, and I know for a fact that line's been broken several times. So it hasn't been fixed before now. It should have been fixed a long, long time
Like I
ago.
said, if you're referencing something from 2010, first of all, I'd love to see that exact location. But that doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't. We just want it fixed too.
We want to come up with a solution here. And the thing is this, as Paul said before, you've got people who are, you know, we're here year round. We have seasonal people coming in. People pay a high tax rate for the town to say we're not going to maintain the road. It's just not.
Ultimately, all we want is that line fixed. Yeah, bury it back in the hill. But as soon as it's out of the town's right of way, highway department has no say in how you bury it in that out of the town's right of way.
Right.
We don't even know where the other lines.
So yeah, we don't know where the other lines are, but that's the only one that we seem to have an issue with.
We did drop off from that back in 2024. We have a couple of extra ones if you want us to
Yes, please.
Yeah. And I saw Sarah earlier today. I said no because I gave her one last year, and they packed it up in the highway department office, just so you know people going out there with the excavator or whatever you're using to maintain it. You know they know where to be a little careful. I mean the history of the water system it's been there for 80 plus years, and it's been buried properly. I mean, that particular point, we are getting, there's a ton of runoff. Those ditches that are up against that hill are not clear. As a matter of fact, what happened was that the culvert that's there got plugged up a few years back, and that caused major problems with runoff going right down to the lake. So in any case, like I said, we're here to, we get it. And I've already started a conversation. We have, and then Courtney Wade over in Wade and Water. So she manages our water system. I said, hey Courtney, do you do this type of work? She said yes, and she goes, I'm very familiar. She handles a lot of lake associations that are on town property as far as coming up with a solution. And so we're in contract with her now. Because she does our state inspections, et cetera, and she's very good. And I think her reputation, Rick could vouch for her reputation as well.
Yeah.
Would it make sense to schedule an appointment with the road agent and us to meet at this place and say, make sure we do exactly the way he or she thinks it should be done?
I wouldn't say that. I'm gonna shoot myself in the foot. I'm gonna say they probably may not be qualified to make that assessment, honestly.
You can see what I'm trying to do.
Yes.
We do something and then someone comes along, no, that's not right. So we do something else, someone goes along, that's still not right.
And I don't mean to throw them under the bus right now, but it may be better to have somebody like Jason go look at it, honestly.
Whatever the board does, we don't, I'm not saying the road agent, I just assume that's the person who we want to do.
Well, we'd want to keep them involved, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
So Jason probably has more experience with this kind of stuff, honestly, to help facilitate it. what really brought it to the board's attention was the health officer. He was supposed to be here tonight, but he's not here,
I know.
unfortunately. He has history with it there. He wrote us a letter there. The big concern was, I'm going to say, it's a public drinking source for you guys. Nobody at the highway department is certified to handle that. So that becomes a health issue. And that's what it is. The big issue is for him. So we don't want to take liability to fix a water line and somebody gets sick down the road either from something we're doing or we didn't do. So
Well, in the future, I mean, you send reports and inspections that she has to do, and we open the system, and periodically, as the summer season goes along, we send those to the state, because I get emails back from the state reports too.
Yeah.
And then, we can also send them to the town health office, if that's helpful.
And the state inspects it, so we find it.
And then we have another, we have a state inspection coming up, we have this issue.
I just mean if we hit the water line and then we've got to repair it, that's what I'm talking about with
But
the
we're not
issues.
suggesting you repair, we're suggesting we repair it.
Correct.
Just doing it in a way that everybody's on the same page that this is the first approach. That's all
Yeah.
we're suggesting.
Unless you want to repair it, yeah.
I'd rather
We
not.
both
I'd
stand
rather
in
not. Right.
And if you want to bury the other one,
it's done.
if the town wants to bury the other one, it's 4 feet deep.
Andy, can I just add something? So when you came in and met with me,
Yes.
I believe it was George Rowe that was the road agent at the time.
Nope. Wouldn't have been 2024. It was gone.
Whoever
That would have been
the
John.
road agent was did go out and meet with you, and then I know he contacted. That's why I wish.
I never met with
Barb was
George
here.
too, Karen.
Okay.
No, it would have
I
been
know
John.
George quite well, and I never met with him, and so and we were, like I said, we were being proactive because we knew it was a problem. The roads were a mess.
Mhm.
It was
And
probably
we-
Dan.
No, it was
We were going into the winter. We were going into the winter with
John
stuff
Hayes.
still like issues and stuff
John
like
Hayes.
that.
John Hayes,
Yeah,
that one.
so I think you were in between people. I mean,
Oh, could have been.
I think you were in between.
Right,
Yeah.
and I wish the building inspector, health inspector was here because he also went out and looked at the situation and like I said, he was supposed to be here tonight to speak
yeah.
to this,
Now is that's fab.
and that's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think, I don't. Again, I've checked with our past presidents, but to see if anybody had, conversations. And that's why I was like, okay, wait a second, and I'm front and center with a lot of things here, and we want things to.
Well, we both want the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we just want the line moved
Yep.
and fixed
fixed.
Yeah.
so that we can properly do
Right.
the roof.
I mean, I'm sure the homeowner wants it to not be hit
Oh, yeah.
anymore either. So,
Yeah. It was a miracle that I didn't get it.
so
Because we're both plowing on, it was sticking out like a sore thumb. So, and it didn't.
how do you know the other water lines? How deep they're buried?
Yeah, they were buried to code when the system was put in. So that was back 83 years ago. So I didn't know code back
I'm
then.
gonna say yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Curious.
Great.
Well,
Richard, you had mentioned about the lines in the past having gotten broken. I know that my line it's only been twice. Previously, you had one of the highway people with a backhoe, and it's a little farther down. He went pretty deep, and he hit that one.
And that's the problem is that, with employee turnaround, new hires, people that aren't familiar with those things, we're going to find all of them again and again and again. And that's why the ones that are obvious, the ones that have been hit in the past, those are the ones that we need to address right away and get those out of the way. I'm hoping we don't find any more.
yeah.
I think we will.
Well,
No,
the,
just be like sure.
years back with with Jonas Blake, he's at the end of our line. When Chris was the road agent, and I imagine this would be some kind of repair too when we consider doing this. But the association water line went through a metal culvert. Pipe.
Yeah.
Perfect solution. You know what I mean?
Right.
And we even talk about that. We have a gentleman who's on our executive committee who is retired from maintenance, commercial maintenance of buildings and stuff. And he's our water people. And we were talking exactly about that, and we were wondering, hey, this would be a great idea to put a piece of culvert there, put it right through because it would be obviously protected by the rules. So, yeah. So anyway,
So we'll set something up.
good.
Yeah.
I'll be in touch with Jason, Karen, you.
Awesome.
We'll set it up.
So we'll wait
Okay.
to hear from you guys.
Yep.
Okay.
And tell Jonas, because I know him. He's doing
yeah,
a terrific
Very
job.
familiar with Jonas.
We get worried when we drive out there and it's red faced and somebody
Oh,
finds us
yeah.
all like trying to inside. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Right?
We do.
Oh, so yes, so we will be maintaining the road?
Yes.
Yes. Good. Great, thank you.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we already did the walkathon. Everybody see the building inspector report?
Yep.
Would it be appropriate to get some idea when we might hear from you? Just be asked by a couple of residents in a month, in a week?
If you don't hear from me by next Tuesday, Frank, email me. Just remind me, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Meeting with Pittsfield Select Board.
I guess they don't want to do it on Tuesday because they probably have a busy schedule as well.
They do either a Monday or a Wednesday, but they were suggesting. And I thought we were going to meet here. Well, they were going to come here to meet with us. So I'd schedule it as a work session. Is what I do. So anybody have any ideas for dates?
How early can we do it? You don't get up till 5, right?
I can be here by 5:30. That's
So yeah, 5:30.
You gotta drive faster.
There is no
Have
way
you
to.
ever tried to drive from work anywhere?
There's no way to drive.
Forget.
So, but date middle of June, beginning of June, we can. They didn't say there was any dates they couldn't do.
Correct.
So
So for those of us that are new, what is this meeting?
to see what we can, I say, regionalize with for services.
Yeah, see if we can help each other out with services.
Such as
You mean beyond
Personnel,
mutual aid type
Yes.
restoration? Okay.
Beyond that, or just in general scheduling wise, that we have a paramedic on, Pittsfield doesn't schedule a paramedic kind of thing, just kind of go back and forth. So we're both covered. So
We have a full-time fire department, or a full fire department. We have a full police department.
or it could roll into that a run card gets set up that whenever we go on fire or medical call, they automatically come, depending on what it is. You know, if they have a paramedic and we don't on shift, so you're not waiting and then you got to tone for a paramedic kind of thing. It's just trying to work together, 2 towns. What we can do potentially.
There's probably some equipment too. You know, that we could share or help each other out with.
So
I don't know.
any days? June 8th, June 15th.
Oh,
June 10th.
not
Well, would you rather a Monday or a Wednesday? Let's start that way. That'll narrow it down for us.
Monday.
What do you go
It's election season.
for you?
It's really miserable.
Real quick. What's any? Yes, it's all town. We're talking.
We haven't really talked about what services we're willing or want to share.
Which is yeah.
Well, 2 different counties, so
Right.
that does create a problem.
That does, yeah.
You're absolutely right about that. Yeah.
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 That's why we're just talking, just to see what's what first.
Yeah,
and
we
then
haven't,
weigh out the options.
we're not gonna commit to anything without your input.
That's why it's a workshop.
But you're right, that, I bet that there probably is some,
Well,
there's probably some logistic problems there.
so what are we on? Either Monday or Wednesday?
How about a
What's the
Thursday?
date? Just what the other dates?
Thursdays are out of the question?
Yeah, they said Monday or Wednesday. There was no dates that they specified. It was just for us to get back to them with a date on a Monday or.
The 8th's not good for me, but I could do,
8's not good.
are
for
we
me.
doing Wednesdays or Monday? Which one are we looking at? It doesn't matter to
It
me.
doesn't matter.
That's what I'm asking.
They're both inconvenient.
I know. I know. Wednesday the 10th. Want to do it sooner than later?
The 10th works for you?
10th works for me.
Oh, that's okay.
All right.
Okay. Wednesday, June 10th. Maybe we get that squared away.
What time are we doing that?
5:30.
I can do 5:30.
I hope 5:30. Yeah. If they can do 5:30 as well. As a workshop. Fire department license plates there. That's on there. I'm still not 100% on it, but there is no annual fee. Correct that statement. It must be there. There was no annual fee on it.
And the $15 is.
But
What do we have now? We have a lifetime license plate on it, right?
they're permanent plates.
They're permanent plates.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a one-time cost of $65, basically.
Well, this is what I'm trying to figure out because when the House bill passed, it says no additional plate fee for fire department plates. So, I'm trying to understand here what the cost is for this. So we may just have to have Al reach out to, because it does say for this, if you're a fire department in New Hampshire, you can contact Department of Safety to request the special plates.
Okay.
So,
Well, why don't, well, really, it's not, I mean, if it's $65, it's
I'm not-
$65.
I don't care at that point.
We don't really need to
So-
push it out any further. If we can get them for free, great.
Right.
So I say, I'll make a motion they get the plates.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Let him do his thing. Town Hall edition updates. Rick.
We met with contractors on Saturday. A little disappointed in the turnout, but we did in fact have one from every trade, which was good. We had a concrete person, we had dock and concrete. We had Charity Electric here, we had Rascal Plumbing here, we had Bobby Abbott Builders here. We did a review of the plans. Took some questions on the RFP. We went on a tour on the outside, the basement, and the back room area. They provided some pretty good input and some very good concerns that we weren't aware of. Especially with the electrical and the plumbing. Both of those felt that the pad that we're going to pour out there is going to make it more difficult to do what they need to do. And if we wanted to make changes in the future, it was even going to be harder. So, after discussions, we talked about making a few changes that we weren't planning on doing. But I think the crew that was there kind of convinced us that we're probably better off. We haven't. One of the major changes that we discussed on making is the foundation for the section past the end here. After we take off the old addition. The additional part is gonna be, or it's not going to be, we talked about it becoming a crawl space at first. Okay, so lifting it, making it about 4 feet instead of a slab. Well, then we realized that it doesn't matter whether we make it a crawl space or an 8-foot basement. It's the cost of the electrical work, the plumbing work, the heat and cooling system, everything could go downstairs in that area, which would actually almost even off the cost. So this is a suggestion at this point, and we should take that into consideration. The cost difference for doing the full foundation as opposed to the pad. The fill we take out of it, we would use anyways for the excavation, around the area. So we'll be able to reduce some of the cost of bringing some in or getting some more.
You think you may be surprised with what's back there?
Well, yeah, but you're still gonna have to build it up, dig around it, fill it in. No. But we're guessing that the additional cost to do it that way is going to be about $3,000 to $5,000, which is insignificant. So that's one of the suggestions they were making. The plumber was concerned about. Right now, all the plumbing goes out that side of the building. We're not really sure where it goes. There is a tank out there, but we don't know where the leach field is. I almost think we share it with the church, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So there's some kind of septic system that way. The new one's going straight back here.
Yep.
So if we keep it, the cost of repiping this all the way out there, and then back around the building and everything, that was additional cost. So if we go with the full basement, we can run all our piping right down the center of the building, right to the leach field and tank. Makes more sense. Electric, same thing. His concern was, pulling all of his home runs and everything else and trying to tie into the existing electrical. He said it would be 10 times easier for him just to do that. So these some pretty good feedback that we did get from them that we didn't really think about. So that's obviously a board decision on the changes, but I think we should consider it. Other than that, I think it went pretty well. There's some more stuff we were thinking of, or that we didn't anticipate on, was when and if we move the office space out here, when that finally comes off, we need power. We have no power in this room. We have a couple of outlets on that wall maybe, and a couple over there. We're gonna need at least 4 or 5 outlets per desk. So 15, 20 outlets. So we did talk to the electrician that we had here, and he didn't seem to think that was a big deal. Pulling off of that box there that Block 5 is going to be putting the server next to, coming up either probably out of that room or somewhere, and coming up and doing something. So he said he could make that happen. Some of the other suggestions the electrician made was, originally the power comes in over there on the side of the house, the side of the building with the fiber optics, telephone, and we talked about how we're going to move that. Now the difficult part is the fiber optics into the building. That's what our main concern is the fiber optics, because that's where it can get tricky and put us down for a few days while that's getting repaired, or longer. So I think what we're gonna do is, we discussed just pulling the power off the building itself and putting some kind of stationary or temporary platform there and leaving it right where it's at and try to work around it instead of relocating it temporarily somewhere, which to me seems like a better idea too. It'll be a little hairy when you're ripping down behind it, but I think we can do it. And then we found out that just last week, the first half of that addition back there was originally that's a pad. That's a concrete pad. And then the second half of the addition is actually a full foundation. So the floor in there is, the reason we're having a problem with it is because the pad comes over, and then where they went down to the full part of the foundation, there's a huge, it's not the right height. Okay, it's higher than it should be. So originally we were hoping we were going to be able to save the deck back there and just kind of work off of that, but I don't think we're going to be able to. I think we're going to have to rip it out. But that was really the extent of it. I was kind of hoping some more contractors would show up, but
Yeah, it would have been nice to have more than one of each. It's good we had one of
I
each.
know,
thing,
it was-
but if you
I
had
was-
more than one.
I was pretty happy we had one of each.
Yeah, no, that is
because
good,
it did provide some good input from all areas, you know. We'll see how I think the bid's got to be in this week, right? This week or next week? June 1. Okay, so we still got a couple weeks for bidding, but I'm hoping we'll get a few. There wasn't anybody jumping up and down about it being real easy. I can tell you that. So
That's all.
yeah, that's about it.
Okay. The roller glass there. The total with that, with the glass and to have it installed, was $8,581.47. So we need a motion so we can get that repaired.
We'll be refunded that, right?
That's what the insurance company's going to refund us. So
Okay. How much? 8,000 what?
$8,581.47.
$8,541.
Yep.
And 8 cents.
We do have the glass already, so
47 cents.
47 cents. So
Okay. I'll make a motion to replace the glass. $8,541.47.
I'll second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I do apologize. I forgot to bring this up last week. There, when Sarah brought down the truck 27 to the dealer, to have some wiring fixed on it, the one that didn't have the lights in the back all winter long, work on it. So I called her, asked her if she got it fixed. She hadn't. I told her, like, just send it to the dealer. We'll get it fixed now. They found the oil pan was rotted on it, leaking, so they were concerned about that. So the cost for that, for them to replace the oil pan, was $2,689.98. Is what it was. So I will say, at the time when Sarah called me and asked me about this, I said, "When can they get it done?" She said, "They can do it today, so they'd have the truck back." I'm like, "Well, go ahead and do it, because whether we do it now or we do it in the fall, we still got to do it at the end of the time. So it doesn't matter when we do it. They got time now, let's get it done." So, but we do need an official motion for that. So, just so you all know,
How much was it? 2,000 what?
$2,689.98. So, and it wasn't covered under warranty. There was nothing left on that one. I did have her check. So,
You think the dealer is really the best place to take a look at those and do the work on them?
for electrical repairs, absolutely. They're gonna have all the wiring schematics. They know the truck's inside and out. And she did try to have somebody else look at it throughout the wintertime, and they kept thinking, they they knew what the problem was, but they weren't 100% sure with it. So at the end of the day, still would have had to have gone to the dealer for them to replace what they thought was wrong with it. So there's a
Seems
module
like
behind the
dealers are
seat.
always twice as much money as
So-
everybody else.
But I mean, the electrical pair was $782.50 for them fixed. So they did get that all fixed. So
All right, make a motion to fix the oil pan, $2,689.98.
98 cents, Joe. We have a second.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And then because I got a phone call on this today. So Sarah's mentioned that they have no way to flush out culverts. So I told her to reach out to the fire chief, see if there's a way that they can help us. So they have somebody over there that's going to help us flush out culverts, with one of their trucks that doesn't necessarily always get run. So it'd be good for it. So, but it was mentioned that the person wasn't allowed to get overtime if they help out the highway department. So, okay.
We just said we have to look at, because it's two different jobs that he does. He would be however many hours his shift are,
Right.
and then whatever day he comes in. So he would be however many hours he had there, and then the highway department, however many hours. That could cause overtime.
I mean, it's going to be no different than
And it's fine.
How much?
than during wintertime.
How much work we talking about? Quite a bit.
Right now they have 1 day scheduled for next week. Right now,
One day.
right now it's just 1 day. So, but still, at least we'll have a plan. So she has a resource that if we need to flush culverts out, she knows who she can facilitate that with.
Well, I'm
So-
just wondering if he can do it right like on duty.
I wouldn't want to do that on duty because if he's in the middle of it, somebody's got to try to come pick them up because he's not going to leave the truck there, or he's got to pick everything up and then bring it to the station before he can go to a call. So I do know what you're saying, but I don't think trying to use somebody on duty is the best option for that. So, but it's no different than when people from fire helped out highway in the middle of wintertime.
Oh, I don't mind him helping out. I just
So
don't think we should do it on overtime if we can prevent it.
I mean, unfortunately, there's no way we're going to prevent that. Unfortunately. So if we
Can an
don't,
on-call guy do it?
I mean, we can ask. I mean, so far it's only been one person that's offered to help
Yeah.
over there. So, but you look at the cost of what it's going to potentially do if we don't clean the culvert up too.
No,
Maybe a way
I
higher
get
cost.
it. I get it. But if there's an alternate,
I know.
if there's
So-
an on-call guy that wants
So
2 extra hours or whatever,
Right.
can run a pump.
Yep.
Might want to consider it.
I definitely do, yeah. So
Okay.
I will ask her if, or I'll just ask the fire chief if he's asked any on-call members that'll do actually. So, and then did everybody see? Contractor wants to close North Shore Drive Thursday to do a new water service line hookup.
Mm-hmm.
So is the board okay with that?
Doesn't really matter. It has to be done.
I mean, honestly, at least this contractor's giving us a heads up.
Right.
Versus the day of, and they're closing the roads out.
Yeah.
But
Okay with it.
so North Shore Drive will be closed around 43 Thursday. He should only be having closed for like a half a day is what he's hoping for, but just so everybody's aware.
Okay.
Anybody have anything else?
I
Anything,
saw
Karen?
the
Sorry.
thing here for the interviews for the prospective fire chief. I saw times on here, but I didn't see a day.
That's not for us. That's for world boards.
Right, but I just when are those
May-
happening?
May 27th.
May 27th.
Yep. And those are not open to the public.
No, I know. I just wondered what day they were.
So yes, May 27th, I'll be here for that, sitting in the back. So that's what I'll be doing.
Only that the DES permit for Narrows Road has been signed by the contractor, and they're hoping to schedule that to be done on August 17th. They don't anticipate certainly any longer than 2 weeks, and certainly to be have the road open to school.
Yep, as I said, that'd be good. Yes, possibly. Yep. Okay, perfect. Okay. I will open public input at 7:10. Certainly.
So replacing the glass on what?
The roller, the highway department's roller, that got vandalized.
And then the other thing was, when we approved the lot lake thing in the beginning, I thought it was the first thing, the parade, procession permit, but were you talking about the lot lake request parade walk-on?
Yeah, they're both the same. Yeah,
They're the same thing?
they're the same thing. Yep. Come on, Frank. I know you want to go.
Fred, I think 118. So I can bring up a question about town hall, right? The renovation.
Yeah.
So I was wondering, since your bidders asked for some changes, will you get a price for the original RFP and then get the RFP change order? That's not the right terminology for the work that they suggested.
No, I think we'll probably just. I don't know how we wrote it up in the RFP. I don't know if we actually did.
I don't have it on me, but
Hold on a second.
because it doesn't really, it's not really too specific in the RFP. I know you're laughing because you've already seen it. So.
Oh my God, I'm not even gonna bring that up. I mean, if you don't, how do you know what the price difference is from the whole basement versus the slab?
It doesn't really say here. It does say pre-slab on grade, 6-inch clean course gravel, prep. 95, calls for 4-foot frost walls. It doesn't say. Oh, wait a minute, right here. Frost walls of slab. Yeah, we'll probably have to send out an update for the concrete work because it does say slab here.
I'll have to talk with Fab on that one.
We haven't decided to change that yet,
I'm not
so
saying
this, that's a board decision. It's not. We didn't make those changes yet.
Okay.
But if we do, we will definitely have to update the RFP.
I mean, we mentioned the savings. I just wanted to. That was,
Oh, we're not going to save any more money.
It's going to cost.
Oh yeah, that's what I said. You must have missed that part.
I missed that. Okay, that makes sense. So I did have a question. If you have any questions about the plans, Steve, well, Matt Moore and Steve, Melbourne. Are they the engineers or the architects?
Yep. One's the architect who does the drawings, and then Matt's the septic designer. And we did test pits last week out there, and he's going to have that. He should have that back for us actually, I think this week, and then the drawing should be updated by the middle of next week, end of next week.
And then, Rick, do you think that if, so we know the foundation costs more, obviously, what savings would there be if you were to do this from the electrical and plumbing contractors? They mentioned it would be a lot more work to do it on slab. Would there be any cost reduction to do the basement on there?
Yeah,
So you'd be able to show that from 1 to 2, it might, 35,000 might. be
probably
tougher.
not, because we don't have proposals for it, so we don't know what their original proposal was, so we can't tell you what the new proposal is gonna be.
Well, I would say they should provide 2 now, they should provide for
The,
RFP.
the only one that knows anything about that is the electrician that was here. The rest of them are still going off the RFP.
And that's what, I mean, ultimately, that's what they got to bid on is the RFP that was sent out. So,
most of the changes or the suggestions for changes really were for easier install, less material, and future changes,
or
which
serviceability.
which obviously
Which
is
understood,
an
so there should
advantage.
be savings on our part, right? If it's easier for them, you
Yep.
should recoup the savings, not them.
Yeah.
Right.
Is my, what I'm trying to, okay. Fair. Right, so that was, I did, going off script, did a little comment about what you asked about the fire chief and the 52 hours. If the fire chief's coming here and asking for a waiver, if that's what it's called, and you guys approve it, you should also be weighing in on when it starts too. It's a money thing. So I didn't think your request was out of line at all. Just wanted to let you know that I thought it's a fair question and it should have been asked. So thank you for asking. And then I wanted to, so I've been reading the RFPs on the website. And I was reading the,
Why, you quoting on something?
the
Oh, so you're just here
I'm just seeing if I can get good information from my
to degrade it.
He's gonna find stuff for us on Marketplace again. That's what he's gonna do.
So I wanted to understand a little bit about the gravel RFP. So as I understand, the 3 bids came out for the gravel.
We got 1 gravel bid and 1 loam bid.
1 gravel bid and 1 loam.
So the loam
We're
bid,
not looking for loan.
yeah, we weren't looking for that. So
Yeah.
when all said and done, we left it up to the highway foreman to decide where they wanted to get the
So
material.
that's what I wanted to talk about. So basically, the RFP you were satisfied with, and only 1 bidder. I guess you were
Right.
happy with them. I was a little concerned about giving the highway manager, the temporary highway manager, $50,000 to go out and just buy whatever what the highway manager wanted to buy without any kind of direction from you guys. I know, I think Paul Penny brought it up to say just let her spend $50,000, and you said as long as it's $49,050, it's approved. I would think, given the temporary highway manager that kind of money, she should. It's very easy to call and say, "Hey, I need 3 yards of gravel delivered. What's the cost?" Go out to 3 vendors, come back here and say, "Hey, I got this price. I went to 3 different vendors. Here's what it is. A 5-minute conversation at best. This is the person you, regardless if it's low or high."
But that's what we did, Frank.
That's
Well,
what
no,
she
I
has.
believe she can spend anything she
No,
wants.
that's what we did first,
Well, I know. So
and that didn't work.
well,
Yeah.
it
So
didn't work.
now-
maybe the people didn't want to put it in writing.
Right, but by doing this, we're going to allow her to call or have a conversation with as many gravel people as she wants. And if she gets an opportunity to buy it at a reasonable price, she should do it right then. Not come back and tell us, hey, look, this guy's willing to give me this for this price. You know, I'll get back to you in a week or so, you know? That's kind of what we were trying to prevent. Seeing as the results of the quotes weren't very good to begin with.
So I would just say, playing devil's advocate a little bit. Would she? So let's say she went out and bought whatever she needed, and somebody thought, maybe for instance, who's in the business, that's a little high. Where are your other bids? She has to produce multiple bids.
She has to show that.
We ask her to do that with everything she buys.
Yes, and she does with everything. She does price around. I will say that she does do that. So,
Usually she'll give
but a
us-
lot of that too, Frank, is they stockpile a lot of it up there. So if there's something happens in the middle of a weekend, who are you gonna get to come deliver material?
I mean, everybody gets shot. You know, a storm comes in. I buy $50,000 of fuel, 50,000 gallons of fuel. I can run out in a weekend. Roll the dice, right?
Right.
So, I mean, but you know, I'm required to get 3 bids, regardless of who it is, how it is, what it is with a specific RFP, what I'm buying.
Yeah, we did send the bids out to 7 different vendors.
Yeah, I know,
So we
sometimes
did.
they don't wanna bid, I get it, I just think, I'm glad to hear that you're not just giving the temporary highway manager $50,000 without some sort of backup.
Yeah.
Or some sort of rules behind it, I didn't hear that, I heard you say that she could spend up to $50,000 and that's it, that kind of,
Yeah.
made me think a little bit.
And part of that is so she's not coming to us every single week going, can I spend 10 grand? Can I spend 10 grand?
And maybe,
You know.
maybe there should be, a limit where managers can spend, but I don't think it's $50,000.
No.
Less.
No.
I mean,
They can
They're-
spend 1,500.
Yeah.
exactly $10,000.
They're allowed to spend $1,500 before they got to come to see us.
So that's different than 50, right?
Right. So that's why I said, yeah.
That's the point I'm trying to make. I'm just,
So,
checks and balances.
If she's got to do $1,500 every time she goes to get gravel, that's like 4 truckloads, 5 truckloads maybe. So it doesn't do much on the roads.
Okay, fair enough. I just wanted to see if there was, some sort of checks and balances in play. And then the seal coating of the road. So I didn't see an RFP on that. Did one go out, or you just went with the person you usually use and you went with that person?
We did, honestly, yep. We did the one they've always taken care of the town. So, and they're, for the most part, they're the only one around here that does it. Outside of that, there's people out of state that will come up to do it. So, he's local.
Local to the town?
No, he's local to the area, but not to the town. So,
Thank you.
thank you, Frank. Who's next?
Come on, somebody's next. These are great chairs, by the way. Someone should quit.
Take one home with you. Everybody
Yep.
take a chair home with you.
If you attend the meeting, you gotta take one home.
My name is Ray Flynn, 148 South Shore Drive on the lake. I'm not going to take up much of your time and take into consideration. I spoke to Karen last week regarding the road from 28 from North Sunset Road into South Shore Drive. And I know it's been discussed about the culverts. I get some information when I walked through the fire truck. Just a quick note, a lot of the culverts in that road are so buried, you can't even get a hose in. That's how much debris is in some of those culverts. Like the one, if you're coming down from Walk Farm down into the culvert between Walk Lake and Half Moon Lake, there's a culvert that goes it's on the Walk Lake side, it's parallel with the road, and it goes into the field. That one's just, the grass and debris is probably 6 to 8 inches above the culvert, it's buried. And, but the reason why I know you guys are talking about it's about maintenance, I don't think anything's been done on the road for at least 20 years. And I was talking to a couple of people about it. And even from South Shore Drive down, there's a washout that's occurred on the Walk Lake side. There's a gully probably 12 inches going down. And the other thing to consider, I think, is safety is that because of the debris coming up in 28 and going down, there's a burn that's been built up on both sides. So the water's actually not going on into the side, it's actually flashing back over the road.
Mm-hmm.
And, if you look at it, in the wintertime, my wife and I would tend to avoid going up and down that hill because we do go on the back road because we know it's going to be icy something. But, I know you guys, this is a maintenance issue, taking care of it, and I just want to make you aware of it. Karen said, come on down to the meeting, and I said that she was giving great information. Like, I didn't know you might have to get a permit because it's being drained into that dead whole side goes into Walk Lake side. It doesn't go on the Back Moon side. So, but it doesn't lose anything to have maintenance done. And from the South Shore Drive down on the happened inside it. I think there's a couple of culverts, but they're buried. They go across driveways. But that whole side is just buried with debris and stuff over the years and stuff like that. But, you know, I hope to take into consideration about getting it cleaned up. And I know it's a maintenance issue, and I know there's a lot of transition going on with the highway department. So, you know, I hope you take the time to look at it. And, you know, the only question I have last is if there's anything I can do to help, I'm more than glad to sit down with you or whatever we can do to help out.
Fill out a job application.
I don't know if it accepts 75-year-old guys.
And I think Half Moon's clogging them on purpose, just so nothing goes into the way.
Yeah, you don't might be a lot of bourbon or something. I don't know. But you know, I hope you take a look at it. I know there's a lot of stuff going on, and I know this isn't top priority, but I know they did the watershed study last year, and there's elevated levels of phosphorus on the lake, and a lot of, if you want to, in reading the watershed thing, the Watershed Act will review what they did. Was a lot of it's natural runoff. That's also, and what we're trying to do is trying to mitigate as much runoff in the lake as possible. But on North Hunstead Road, that is actually going into Lock Lake too, that drainage stuff. And if you come up with some ideas, maybe putting some, you know, riprap swales just to slow that stuff down and dig it out. But I'm pretty sure you have to go in there with the backhoe, you know, the 4-foot wide bucket to clean that out, because it's just accumulation of grass, debris, everything on that thing, and just to clean it up and stuff like that. But, and I know the culverts are plugged up. I actually went down and looked at it, and they're all plugged up.
Yeah.
So, I appreciate your time. Like I said, anything I can do to help out, I'm really glad to help you guys out. I appreciate your time.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. You only got 1 minute, Linda. Frank took up all your time. Oh no, you. Oh no, same household.
Same map and lot.
Same household. Yeah.
Just to follow up on Ernie, whenever Monte went to North Brunstead Road, when they did the watershed study, that whole of North Brunstead Road, right in front of my house, accumulates a lot of water. Whenever we have a huge rainstorm, the water accumulates, and we call it Lake Vermonte because it can be as high as 2 feet. Yep. And I've got a video of it from 2 years ago when this happened. And what it does is it actually goes down between myself and the other property owner and goes into the lake if it's that severe of water. That is one of the areas, one of the 21 areas that we need to take and focus in on, and we're going to have to take and work with the town at some point to take and fix that. There's just so much water that accumulates. We did receive the $75,000 3-119A grant, and we are looking at proposals that we've received, and part of the money will be to take and look at North Brunstead Road, Dalton Beach, and the Route 28 boat ramp in Alton. But once we get the engineering done, you know, at that point, we're going to be in a position to take and figure out what really needs to be done. But cleaning up the culverts is definitely a start. You know, I was out there picking up all that trash, and it's just, like Ernie said, I mean, it's just built up. And I don't think you can go in there with it.
Thank you, Linda.
Did I get my minute in?
You do. You're good.
Don't they pull rubber tires through those or something like that to clean them out too? I've seen that on.
I mean, if
you can get a change first.
Yeah.
you can get through. Yeah, I've seen telephone poles.
Quick question, so when you clean the hole, what do you do with the debris?
Well, usually you're just trying to blow the debris out.
So you try to blow it into the woods, so to speak?
Try to blow it all, yeah. So, but it can be challenging.
Very challenging.
So, yep. Denise.
This question about beach retirement.
my 40 years. State, the issue with state employees is they always get paid from the same payer. All the state checks always get paid from the state manager. I think what you'll find with public retirement is you're going to potentially be okay because one payer is less than one payer expensive. So you don't think you're going to have cross contamination.
Yep.
Just
Thank you.
Thanks, Denise.
Anyone else?
Anything on this field?
We just talked about that. Frank's gonna fill you in tonight. So if that's all, close public input at 7:30. And 7:10. 7:10. And if that's all, I will take a motion to adjourn. But we will be going into what's called a non-meeting.
Are we doing a non-public? Do
We don't have
a
any non-public.
No.
We have a
Okay,
non-
well,
we
I'll
have a
take a
non-
motion to adjourn then.
So,
I'll second that.
all in favor?
All right.
Aye.